Disclaimer. The following episode of The Stacks is not canon with previous or future episodes of the podcast. All character traits and alternate storylines, as well as opinions and comments, will not be held as fact in the official Stacks podcast multiverse.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show! Yeah. Super enthusiastic because we're so happy to welcome Ned Gale, Ruth Hirsch, and Brenda Valdivia to the stage. Correct me, please.
Valdivia.
Valdivia?
Valdivia.
All right, well let's get started. So we have a theme for this show.
Yes.
Why do we have a theme for this show?
Hi, I'm Brenda Valdivia.
I
Valdivia.
pronounced it wrong, actually. What was your Josh's?
Valdia.
Okay, well...
Yeah.
Okay. So our guest, Brenda V.
And Brenda
Valdivia.
Valdivia. I am starting a new podcast and a new live show called Nerd Love, Painful Celebration of Fandom. And I'm looking for submissions of what people wrote of their own fan fiction growing up. Because it's painful and beautiful and painful, and I love it all. So I'm really excited to do this.
What were the shows we talked about that were similar? That's like
Mortified Nation
Yeah,
does people
Mortified
reading their
Nation.
journals.
yeah.
So yeah, it's like a cross between, I guess, the Nerdist and Post Secret and Mortified Nation.
Well, I like this, that it's... Reading a journal, you're getting a lot of your like personal thoughts and everything. When you read fan fiction, you're getting fantasy. You're getting like, this is what I wanted when I was a child, not what I was, what I wanted. And I feel like that goes almost more deep. Maybe not as personal, but there's like a deep...
Yeah,
I'm going to move my hand like this. This is for the people
it's
listening.
very visual. It's a thing. You just push the air over and over again.
Do you have an explaining motion that you use ever? Mine is pushing forward.
I tend to bird my hand very delicately.
Yeah.
And, I just sort of flutter in the wind. I think it makes me slightly more feminine while I'm telling people what to do.
My hand is a butterfly.
Yeah. Pay attention to this while I tell you you're wrong.
That's a good way to be more feminine. I just carry sandwiches around in my pockets. I'll just throw sandwiches around.
I do have a lot of hard candy in my purse at any given time to give to children.
That is like butterscotch or
Yeah.
Werther's?
Yeah, everything
choice brand.
Those little strawberry wrappers with candies that don't taste like strawberries.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
I like it when there are moments where I have stuff like that and tampons in my purse. So it's like I'm an old woman, but I'm also...
Still menstruating?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we locked eyes, and I knew you were going to complete that sentence.
I got this one. Still menstruating.
There was too much of a pause, and I just couldn't handle the anticipation anymore. I'm just like, I know the next two words. And I can't stand to think about them any longer.
You would be terrible at Jeopardy. You just answering questions, not even in the form of a question. Just jumping in. What is menstruating?
No, that is not the main river in Germany.
It's the Nile.
Ah, good. So have you have a website, a Facebook? Where?
Oh, yeah.
How can we find you? Let's get the plug out of the way right now.
So I just started gathering everything together. So it's, oh man, I'm so shit at this. It's facebook.com/nerdlovepod. It's POD.
Okay. POD, good band.
Yeah.
Love God.
And people can just email me their submissions at nerdlovepodcast@gmail.com. I'm also trying to get on Reddit because that's where a lot of fandom is happening now. And I have a Tumblr. If you just look up Nerd Love Podcast on Tumblr, I'll pop up just because there's a lot of fandom there. And there's a lot of, I would say incredible artwork and incredible writing. And there's just this unfiltered love for something. And it's so genuine. You can't hide how much you genuinely love something if you make something about it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you write a poem about someone or write a song or make them art, there's no denying how you feel about it because you're going to put your personality and what you think about them. Sometimes that can backfire if it turns out it's like, fuck you, Gina. I don't love you. You don't love me anymore. But that's fandom just has this kind of duel that you can't escape when you're watching a show or reading a book or a band or even sports. But there's also this fantasy element that you want to be in it, or if you could, you would just change this one thing because this part of you is also dealing with that.
People
too.
often write themselves into a fan fiction, or is that a fanfic no-no?
Oh.
To like Ned meets the Berenstain Bears. Berenstained Bears.
The Berenstein Bears.
Yeah.
Just
Bears.
right
Berenstein
after
bagels.
they ate too much candy, and you come in and get all their extra candy. And
Yeah.
And you rub their bellies because they're
You're
so
so
soft.
naughty.
Is that considered a naughty fanfic if I take their candy?
I don't think there's any such thing as a naughty fanfic after some of what we've seen in preparation for this
Yes.
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. I think we discussed this yesterday. You used to write fan fiction.
I did.
A little
I would write a lot in middle school and some in high school. I was actually commissioned to write Harry Potter fan fiction in high school.
Wow.
Because somebody really, really wanted to see Ron and Hermione get together, but they were too lazy to write it themselves.
Oh my gosh. Wait, can I ask you a question about this?
Yes.
Did you like kind of toy with them? Did you like, oh, maybe they will? Oh, maybe they will? No, they won't. They're not going to do it. Did you do it?
I did.
Oh, that's
and it
so
was
good.
so like teenage maudlin. There's so much emotion happening. There's
Yeah.
like tears. People are going for walks next to the lake and crying. And then they
Teenage Maudlin's the worst AFI album.
American Film Institute.
And-
I assume you are referring to.
and it was like
This is going downhill.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Like, it was really, like, I don't know where it is. I have to find it. It's online somewhere.
I would love to read that.
yeah, that's the thing about the internet. If you want to, if you stay with it long enough, you can find it. Whether that's a good thing or not.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try for the next couple of weeks to see if I can find it. Because I really don't like to make fun of fandom. I don't like making fun of nerds because I feel like I am one. There's no denying that I am one.
Everyone here is a nerd.
Everyone
Yeah.
is a nerd
Don't worry.
in their own way. And but there's something so raw and shameless about fan fiction that I just can't help but like,
I feel like you're more making fun of the just brashness combined with like what is it? Just when you can't quite, you're not surgical.
the lack
what
of
you're trying to
skill.
Lack of skill, yeah, the brashness and lack of skill of adolescence than fandom, or like this is just like one way in which it's acted out, and it's really like amazing to read and listen to, especially from like an 8th grader who really, really, really loves the X-Files.
Yeah, no, that was definitely me. I wrote X-Files fan fiction too. And it was so good. I was a really good writer.
I feel like I can't wait to see your show.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So yeah, I'm really glad that I was invited here to talk. And
Yeah.
I'm just.
I actually wrote a fan fiction recent. Is it considered a fan fiction if you're writing about yourself? Because let's be honest, big fan of myself. Oh, I've got 2 mirrors in my house.
That's a
Look
good-
at
I'm
them a lot.
fanatical.
Yeah.
That's a great question because a lot of times, if you're the original author, that would be considered canon. Saying canon means that exists in that universe.
Okay.
So I don't know how it falls if you write fan fiction of yourself. I guess it would be canon in the universe where this would exist. Because you're the author, but you're also the character.
Non-canon
I don't know.
autobiography. Would you consider it that?
Oh,
I got a question.
I have to think about
Like
this
if
one.
S.H.I.E.L.D. were writing a memoir about themselves. Sorry.
No. Brooke Shields.
Brooke Shields.
Tell me more.
The fictional character Brooke
baby.
Shields.
Tell me more, pretty baby. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, what were you saying, Ruth?
Oh. Well, no, now I don't want to ask.
No, please do.
No, I'm curious.
Well, I was going
please.
to ask Ned in this story about himself when we were trying to figure out is it canon or non-canon. Do you have goat legs? Do you have like a 12-foot tentacle penis?
Standard. I could just read it for you guys.
Yeah.
If you want me to. Do you want me to read the? Okay.
I would love to hear it.
I
can't wait to hear about
want
your
to know.
tentacle
I
penis.
have to think about this.
So, and I know there are some fan fictions that are erotic, some fan fictions that are not. This one takes an erotic turn, but I don't want you guys to think it's weird or anything. I should give setup because
I can't imagine it being weird.
It's not
Okay.
weird. Okay, so like the way this story works in the future, the population is like 500,000 people. There's like billions of people, but there's only 500,000. We'll call them root people, the original people. The rest of the population is just like clones of those people. So there's different variants. Like let's say there's like 1,000 Neds, but there's Ned 1, then Ned A, Ned B, Ned C, and it keeps going. And all the Neds will keep reproducing with each other until they form the perfect Ned. And that's what population goes to, is there's less and less people and more perfect versions of these said people.
So like a reverse multiplicity sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly like that. So that's why it's not weird that I fuck myself in this. Okay, let me start it. Okay, so keep in mind that this takes place in the future. I was walking from the local foiltorium when I saw me. It was a me I'd never seen before. A different me than I was used to. He had a beard, just like mine, but it was fuller, richer, redder. His jorts swung in a fashion unlike all the others. All topped off with a non-ironic Lucifage-era Danzig t-shirt. I mean, this me looked good. So, I approached me. I felt confident. I mean, I do know myself after all. Me was attempting to place a sticker on a dumpster when I approached I. Katya! Katya, I yelled. He, or rather me, flipped around in that over-animated jerky way us Neds tend to move. He was relieved it was me. Like I said, I was confident. Now, I'm sure all of you have gathered by now that I'm one of the better Neds in the litter. Perfectly sculpted, exceptional wit, and the ability to draw a joke out for far too long. I immediately pulled my trademark move. Hey, can I fuck you? I said. Okay, me said. And it was off to the reproductive dome in my pod. We stepped inside my place. You have great taste. Yeah, we do. I slinked over to the record player while Ned admired my freshly polished Simpsons figures. Hans Moleman was leading the pack. That's when I dropped the needle. Jazz-inspired proto-punk, our favorite. He blushed, which of course made me blush. I wrapped my hands around his waist. I could feel the cold metal of his skull belt buckle running against my belly button. I like metal. He turned to me, or rather me to I, or him to me. We were looking at each other. He whispered, "You're perfect." I said, "No, but let's make something perfect." Then we fucked. It was super cool and hot. We made a new Ned, all right. But he wasn't the perfect one. At least I got that sweet, sweet Ned. So that's my fanfic. Thank you. So what?
So that's like auto slash. Like, how would you genreify a
Let's go
fan
into
fiction
that.
about yourself?
This
Auto
is-
slash.
I have to seriously. I don't think I have an answer for you. This is. I don't know. All I know is this. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I enjoyed
I
it.
appreciate that.
I do have a question.
Yes.
After you mate.
Do you need me to describe the beginning? If it's about how weird this is, it's not weird.
No, it's not weird.
Based on the world I created.
No. It makes total sense to me. Like I'm not questioning the universe of it. I do have a question just out of curiosity. Are there any Neds in this world that die virgins because they're not good?
Oh, I don't know. I would say there's probably.
Because you said you're one of the better ones.
Oh, definitely. I would imagine in that universe there is probably like a weird slum where a lot of clones that maybe didn't get the. Well, when I was writing this originally, I imagined that when you create a new. I got real deep in this, deep in myself, if you will. When you create a new version, so two Neds, they fuck. They create a new Ned. That Ned is better than the two previous Neds, so that Ned has full right to kill the previous Neds. That way, you're recycling the population and only getting the perfect, better ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, that would be a whole novel.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
would read that.
I'm probably going to write
Are
it
there-
eventually, only using me. So what's up?
Are there like rebel groups of Neds who are like don't like this plan
That are like
and
a little
want
too
to-
short or a little too
Yeah.
like.
There's
Yeah,
a bunch
yeah.
of really fucked up.
Like they're outcast Neds, but they don't get killed. They avoid capture. They band together in like a resistance sort of situation.
I
and rise
imagine-
up to kill the beautiful Neds.
I imagine
more
there's
beautiful
several
Neds.
different clones that start banging other clones to create just new life forms that didn't exist previous.
Oh,
in
we
this
can't have that.
utopian. Yeah, and it just
We
make a bunch
cannot
of
have that.
mutants because I don't know how clones like reproduce. I
Yeah,
don't know a lot
are
of
there
things, you guys.
Also,
it's-
not familiar with genetics.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like does one of them get pregnant?
no, it just pops right out, just right out the urethra.
The audience has a question.
Where does it pop out of?
The Japsy, that's the pee hole, guys.
Oh, is that really what it's called?
I don't know if that's. I'm pretty sure that's what a Japsy is, isn't it?
I don't know.
What size does it pop? Like full grown?
Full grown, yeah.
Full
So is it like
Yeah.
a stew?
Well,
Like-
everybody's like 30 centimeters tall in this future that I wrote just now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like Jen knows everything about the future of human evolution.
Well, I mean, maybe that's.
I'll be
Maybe,
honest.
maybe we're all in her story. You
I
know?
would read the fuck out of this. Like, it turns out there's a Ned that hates The Simpsons, so that he has to go.
Oh, they
Right.
Cut his damn head off right away. I'll do it. I'll fucking kill him right now. Where's he at?
and then color it yellow just as a mockery.
He only likes Simpsons seasons 13 and up.
Yeah, I
We're
don't.
all nerds here.
I don't know where that would find. I think. I know that cloning is a big theme in a lot of them.
Okay.
Or there's like this is called alternate universe. Or crossovers where one show or book, like let's say Harry Potter, suddenly finds itself in the world of Doctor Who. Or actually, it's really popular to have Sherlock and Doctor Who together, just because the head writer.
I was doing a lot of research. Doctor Who is like the easiest thing to tack onto everything.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's just because of the world
Yeah.
travel. I'm about to burp. It's because of the world traveling.
Yeah,
so it makes it easier.
because
for
Doctor
the
Who,
crossover.
a lot of Doctor Who episodes would easily be considered fan fiction in general, because they go to like a world where they're like, oh no, our time stream split, and all of a sudden Sherlock is real in this time stream, or they go to a planet and everything just happens to be magical, or they go to a place where Shakespeare is really important and they meet Shakespeare, and I would consider
Some
that
alternate universe where Shakespeare's important.
Clearly fiction. Ugh.
This weird alternate universe where he's one guy. No, yeah, that's right. Man, I should have looked up Quantum Leap fan fiction. I bet there's a shit.
Oh,
ton of
I
that.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. I love that show.
Hopefully,
I don't think I've watched a lot of
erotic.
it. I just like
I was
referencing it.
there was this one episode. It's like a very small moment that they only had 30 seconds on their original timeline, and they weren't sure if it was their original timeline or original universe. So they go there, and he only had 30 seconds there because he can't control how long the leaps are.
Yeah.
So his tell would to be to open the gate to his front yard, and there would be a creek that he, just from years of opening it, he knows the back of his, like at the back of the hand. So he opens it, and there's no sound, there's no creak. So he just sighs and gets back onto the time machine or whatever the hell it is, and boom. And then you just see his mother come out with a handyman, and she's like, "Thanks for fixing the gate. It's been creaking like that for years."
Oh.
And it's so fucking sad. And it
That's
just
terrible.
happens. And it's just like tacked on a random episode. It's not even the series finale. It's just like,
That's
They just-
tragic.
it is so
Yeah.
sad. And
Man.
at some point, they fight sharks.
Fight sharks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that sliders?
Yeah. Am I thinking about sliders?
It's similar though.
You're right. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. Nerds are pissed at me.
You know what? No,
Smashing
wait. This
their
is a good thing. Nerds can make mistakes. They can make mistakes. They don't have to know everything.
Thank
so yeah. So it's okay, you guys.
Thank you, Ruth. They're going to slash my tires.
Can I?
You slash.
I know we're kind of probably trying to move on to something else, but your story really made me think about horny. I mean, it's like a waterfall in there.
Sploosh.
But it made me think like it would be a really fun writing assignment to have a sex scene with yourself, like a romantic sex scene with yourself. Like, how do you? I'm just imagining the dialogue that I would have with myself.
You'd be asking yourself so many questions.
I know.
Does this work? And just start prodding.
We're just both poking things it's okay if you laugh. I like funny girls. And then just laughing just for ha 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 for a whole half page or
Well,
yeah, I don't know how quickly you'd be caught in a self loop where you're just saying the same thing to yourself because that's your natural reaction.
Or how annoying you find yourself.
How to fight yourself?
How annoying you would find yourself after a while because you would just have the same thoughts. I mean, it'd be irritating.
You guys it would never work out. Sorry.
We're too similar. We're too much alike.
I guess I don't need to do that assignment.
Well,
then.
if you're a clone trying to look for a higher power
I'm thinking
version
of me.
of yourself,
You're a likable person, and fellas, I'm single. I'm an angry, anxious person in general. So I get the feeling you would be like, I don't know if you're doing this right. Well,
right.
Yeah.
So you're saying you need sort of a foil. You need somebody who can sort of balance out.
I would need a third.
Okay.
Not a third me, just a third in general.
Okay. So you just need a third. Just anyone.
Yeah, because it would be like the
director?
Mr. Meeseek situation where I just hit a button and then another one would pop out and then we're just slowly losing our minds because we can't have sex. It's just not happening.
Yeah. But I wonder though, if you were in a relationship with yourself, would you end up would there be a moment where one of you ended up being the alpha? Maybe this is a dormant part of your brain or part of your personality that's never come out because you've never had to fuck yourself all the time, It's maybe just the...
Speak for yourself.
Well... Here we go.
Yeah, everyone has their little switches, right? If the other person does the thing, so it's just who does the thing first, and then it switches the mindset of the other person, and you're not doing the exact. You're not it's not
There's also
a mirror match in Mortal Kombat.
There's also kinks and fantasies that a lot of people don't share with their partners. So it'd be interesting to see
you would reach final kink if you're fucking yourself because you know exactly.
Kink crime.
We have a.
Do all Neds have to be males?
Oh,
do all Neds have to be males?
That's another...
I don't know because I think at this point in the future, gender has just been slashed out because people are just popping out dick holes. As so I imagine that gender is I don't know.
Well, that is also a trait in fan fiction.
More. Yes, gender switching. Okay, so I went on fanfiction.net, which everyone should do for 45 minutes at least, because it's so great.
Unbridled.
And there's a lot of terminology, and I wrote a note. I started taking notes for the show today. This is a single piece of notebook paper with one dot on it that just says queer platonic, one word. And that was the only note I took. Because I was looking at True Detective fan fiction, and there's a lot of queer platonic tags on every single episode of that.
I think that's a new term. I haven't heard of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I think it just means friends who fuck.
Queer, if I would have to...
Or they don't fuck. They're
And this is just a guess. I would platonic, because there's a lot of... from what I remember in Sherlock, there's a lot of fan fiction where him and John Watson are lovers, but in the show it's been established over and over again that Sherlock is asexual, either by choice or it's just his wiring. He's asexual. So a lot of fan fiction deals with that. So there's a lot of mental gymnastics going on because people strongly see them as lovers, but they don't want to violate that strongly established canon in the show.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of we're together, but we don't have sex. And a lot of the stories are just them dealing with each other as a couple, but not sexually. Or exploring each other sexually, but also acknowledging that Sherlock's asexual. So sometimes this is an issue for him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of strange and it's kind of lovely. There's a lot of lot of openness and a lot of accepting of quote unquote alternate lifestyles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in the community, is there fights between like, oh, you made this character too much like this, you didn't keep it to the original character, or is there? Because I saw some stuff that was like batshit crazy, and some stuff that's like it literally is just a name. They only gave him that name, and their dick is like flying around. And then there's some that are like, that is actually the character, and this is something I could see happening.
Yeah, you'll see a version called Crack. Crack
yeah,
fan
yeah.
fiction.
Okay, so what is that?
So crack fan fiction is anything goes.
Okay.
They're just loosely putting names on paper and they're just fucking flying.
You're swinging your fingers towards the keyboard.
Like,
That's
towards
how
the
most of
keyboard.
these look like they were typed.
Yeah, a
It's
lot
like-
of this is just like never read it again. Nothing's slowing me down. It's all about me and passion and one hand down my pants.
Hell yeah.
And
So that's the formula.
Yeah.
Okay.
some of it is a bit more like carefully written. It's like I have a story I really want to tell. This is a writing exercise. So this is something for me to think about. I've been mulling over this. And some of it's like, I just really want to see Batman fight Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Cool.
And for some reason, Captain Kirk is there too.
Yeah.
But they're all into disco. Because I've been listening to a lot of ABBA in the past 2 weeks, and a lot of times you'll just see.
Could you do that into the microphone a little bit better? Yeah, that's it.
A lot of times you'll see like tags or warnings or ratings on the top. They'll say, "Warning: this deals with molestation. This deals with crime. This is rated PG. This is rated R. This is them as children. This is them living in this universe, that universe. This is crack. This is just me writing for fun." And go. So you sort of know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to kind of navigate when I was on the website. You could choose like kid, teen, mature for like rating and stuff. And then you could find like, oh, I only want crossovers for whatever I searched, which was Thomas the Tank Engine. And there is a lot of that. So yeah, okay. There's a lot of terminology that I was running across. Yaoi, is that it? This
refers to Japanese male gay porn.
Okay. Yeah, I said it out loud, and I heard a coworker from like a room away go, like, does anyone know what yaoi is?
As a reminder, Ned works at an anime studio.
Yeah.
So yaoi is actually kind of that goes into slash. We'll talk about in a moment. So back during the 80s, a lot of girls got into animation, Japanese anime. So a lot of these shows are a lot more comfortable with gay sex or gay relationships. Sailor Moon had 2 lesbian lovers. It was Sailor Saturn and Sailor Uranus. And shut up. No, it's Sailor Neptune.
That's snoring.
Well, you already said Uranus.
You already said it. Wait. Yeah. So,
Can I?
is it Saturn?
I don't know. I'm going to tell you. My teacher, she said Uranus to like completely.
But then it just sounds like urine.
I know you cannot win. You should just be like that one. Like just point to it.
Goblin.
Planet U.
That one. Okay, sorry.
So I'm already throwing my nerd cred out with a slider, so whatever.
Just roll with it.
We're rolling with it. But, it just meant that a lot of younger people saw gay or transgendered relationships more easily, more openly accepted. So a lot of the kids who felt like they didn't belong tend to like flock towards anime or comic books just because they're already so out there and so different. It doesn't matter if you're gay because you already have superpowers. I mean, what are you worried about?
Yeah.
So yaoi was mostly something called doujinshi, which is Japanese fan art and Japanese fan fiction and Japanese fan comics. And it's so popular over there, they have conventions just dedicated to fan art.
That's cool.
Yeah, sometimes they'll invite guests, but there's like companies dedicated to fan art only. So it's like it's strongly accepted there because copyright laws are a bit more fan friendly. So a lot of it started getting shipped over to the United States. Because, you finish a series, or you catch up with a show, or you catch up with an anime, and you're like, well, I really like these two characters. I want to know everything about it. So I made some fan art. I start posting it. I start reading more, and I just get more comfortable with all of it in general. So you could back in the day just order stuff directly from Japan, doujinshi, but a lot of it was yaoi, which is gay porn. I wrote a paper on this in college. So it quickly took over in the fandom community here that it's not only acceptable to think about two male characters as gay, it's kind of nice because you don't have that emotional competition with a female character. And there's also, unfortunately, a lot of female characters in shows and books. They're kind of written as secondary characters, even if they're billed as a top build, so-called top build, because they're usually the love interest.
Right. So
they don't do the fun stuff. They don't go on the adventures. They're always like standing in the background going, I don't think this is a good idea. And then they're like kidnapped. So
they fail Bechtel.
Yeah, so you have a stronger emotional bond with these two male characters, and you see them banter, you see them talk to each other a lot, and you just kind of yell and have a lot of fun. So writing slash fiction, which is the reason it's called that, is the / mark you would see with, let's say, Kirk / Picard. Mm-hmm. So you know that the story was about those two. So a lot of this is now referred to as / fiction. So you can see a lot of really passionate, sometimes insane, sometimes beautifully written or tragic or whatever you want, that it's strongly dedicated to the queer community. Because you just have all of this that just happen and coincide. This is a safe place for them to express their sexuality, but also not put themselves into it. Because nobody really wants to read a story about... Well, actually, no, scratch that. I would love to read a story about Ned fucking himself.
Yeah, okay, good.
I would too.
Is there any like Guns N' Roses Pokemon crossovers called // at all? /cube?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I'll look into it.
I wouldn't be surprised because a lot of times people just yell out words.
I can't wait for the movie adaptation.
Oh, you can't wait for the movie adaptation coming out.
Yeah,
like
1999,
dude.
Have you ever done it?
You won. You just won the show.
I think it was 2006. Don't
fucking dick.
Josh, have you ever done any fandy things like?
Yeah, fan art or anything?
No, I look at a bunch of it. I look at a bunch for my favorite podcasts, like Harmontown.
The Stacks.
Oh, sweet.
I know. I'm about to hear some for the Stacks. Apparently.
It's a surprise.
No, I don't.
Everyone's gonna be fun.
The closest thing I did, I guess, is I made this little zine, and I've begun passing it out and selling or whatever. And in it, I have a fake advertisement for an imaginary Frasier video game.
Looked up
from 1995.
I looked up Frasier fan fiction. There is so much like well-written Frasier fan fiction. Like it is so. Like I went through so many of them that had like bad handwriting, not handwriting, typesmanship. That's not right. Like so many things, and then when you get to the Frasier one, it's all well organized. Like this very clear storylines. Like,
wow.
cool fan base.
I love Niles. Like I can understand that because Niles. I love Niles.
But what if Niles was never born? Get on fanfiction.net.
Shut the
search
fuck up.
Frasier because that's one of the stories.
Never.
Yeah.
Never, Ned. Never gonna read that one. Bitch is gonna eat me. I love Niles.
Okay, on this note, I think it's time for us to take a little break, have a little intermission, and come back. Brenda, we have a game for you. You're an expert. Let's see how you handle fan fiction or fan fiction.
Oh.
That means one of them's not a real fan fiction.
No.
Fiction.
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 At least you thought about it.
They are usually more than so I was like, they're
Welcome back to the Stacks.
That was March Madness by Jahzzar, Jahzzar. Found it on the Free Music Archive, Creative Commons licensing.
.org.
We can use it thanks to the artists.
Ow!
Way to share.
I'm sorry, I'm really distracted
also
by
a lot
a
of
coin going down somebody's boobs.
What are y'all doing over
Just-
there?
oh.
You are so mischievous. I love it.
There's a mischievous
I love it.
visual game happening.
All right.
So
it's time.
So it's time to play fact or wait, fuck.
Fact or fuck? Bring it up.
Fact or fuck. Okay. So,
That sounds like a threat. You better get it right.
tell me the truth, you suck my dick. Yeah. So we're gonna play fan fiction or fan fiction fiction. In parentheses, that means fiction is the fictional version of a fan fiction. That means it doesn't exist. Fiction. In parentheses.
It may exist, but we also made it up.
Okay.
But since we made it up, it's not fiction. I mean,
Okay.
So-
Okay.
coming out.
Right,
Does this include terms, or are these just stories?
These
are
are
just stories.
Yeah.
They're very short blurbs, and so what we're going to do is we're going to tell you the
There's so
title
much
and the
out there.
blurb, and we're going, because you're the expert, we just want you to tell us whether you think it's the real fan fiction
Fan
or
fiction
the fan fiction
or
fiction.
fan fiction fiction.
Yes,
Sorry,
this-
I didn't mean to trample over you.
No,
Just say it.
no.
I
Oh,
cannot
we
find
need-
my copy of this.
All right, I'm going to
Oh,
close my eyes and just let it wash over me.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Well, we're going to pair up over here, same side.
Wow.
Okay. Okay, we'll go first. Should we just do that one? The
Yeah.
top one?
Yeah.
Okay. The title is Afternoon, and it's based on the Lego movie. I'm going to read the blurb now.
Yes.
Sneak attack! Bad cop and business jerked their gaze up at the ceiling, just in time to see Benny kick open a trap door and fall down, right onto business. This is uppercase B. Business yelled and tried to push the giggling astronaut off of him, but Benny wrapped his arms around him and refused to budge.
Yes, it's real. It's a factual fiction.
Ding, 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 ding! Yay!
Winner. Every time I
that
get
sounded
it right,
kinda
you have to
sarcastic.
drink.
Okay. You wanna do okay, I'll do one. Give me a second. Okay, so this one is entitled Sephiroth Meets Little Bear.
It's real.
ding, ding, ding.
Yay!
Wait, let me read some of this because I actually didn't even get a chance to read it. I just saw the title and was like, yeah, gotta email that to
my
myself.
Gosh.
Just scroll. Someone say stop.
Stop.
Okay. Mother, what have they done to you? ... Where's your head? Screamed Sephiroth as he inspected the now headless Genova. Oh, this is a head? We thought it was a kickball, said Duck, holding up Genova's decapitated head with a bunch of fresh dents and craters in it. No, Mommy, how could you, you freak? Yelled Sephiroth, snatching the head from Duck's hands. I'm sorry, please don't be mad, said Duck as... Okay, I mean, you get it.
Yeah.
Yay, so you knew that. You've seen that.
All I
on-
needed to hear was Sephiroth.
Okay, gotcha. What is that based on?
That
Final
is.
Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the guy with the long white hair
Gotcha.
and a very long sword that
The
is
girl?
compensating for nothing.
the girl?
He's a boy.
Okay.
He's very beautiful though. So
All his pixely glory.
yeah.
Pixely
Well,
glory.
there's going to be an HD remake, you guys.
So more pixely
Yeah,
glory.
more pixels.
Okay. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Okay. This is called Primal Slap,
Okay.
based on the 1984 mockumentary Spinal Tap. Smell the glove, more like take a chance. I'm right here, David St. Hubbins. I've been right here all along.
I'm married to the music, Nigel. You should know that.
So now you respect institutions? Nigel grinned as he seductively strapped on his vintage electric guitar, complete with wireless pack.
I always have. All institutions, like friendship.
I want to say yes. Yes.
Yes, what? Yes, fan fiction or
Yes.
fan fiction fiction?
Fan fiction.
Oh, this is fan fiction.
But actually, as you said that, like I was like, I'm a fan, and I wrote that.
Holy shit, you're part of it.
So yes, ding 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 ding.
Everybody drink.
All right, this one's entitled "The Sister We Never Knew We Have." It's a slash between Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
Yes.
Home Improvement. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Wait a second, Brenda.
could not-
Have you written everything on
No, I just
fanfiction.net?
Look, if
I
it's
should have led with Home Improvement. I was a fool to say Buffy first.
if it's Buffy, if it's a sci-fi or fantasy, it exists. That's art. I'm already like.
That's
Gotcha.
already the. See, okay, I tried to find a selection from this. This is 23 chapters long
Oh my god.
of Home Improvement, Buffy slash fiction, and I'm going to read it when I get home because it's like, well, these are paragraphs, these are walls of text. It's-
Well, let's get a couple sentences.
Actually,
say when.
Stop.
when-
Wait, it was an ad for Arrest Records. Right? You know, on fanfiction.net.
Stop.
Okay. After everyone say they... Oh, boy. After everyone say they hello, Jill asks the two CSI... Maybe I won't read this tonight. Ask the two CSIs if they would like some coffee. We are CSIs, Miss Taylor, so we live on coffee. Catherine Say, making everyone but Grissom laugh. Oh, I guess Grissom wasn't laughing at that just now. So if you are CSI, can you please help us talk our mum into letting us go and see our sister? Randy say not letting it go. Randy, we talk about this. This is going to be hard on her with just me, Tim, and Brad there. Before Jill could finish what she was saying, as Catherine jumped in to help Jill out. Look, Randy, your sister know nothing about what happened to her. And for us to go there and tell her what happened to her, well, let's just say she's going to feel like that her whole life has been a lie. It going to be real hard for her. Can you understand that? We really need to think of Buffy right now, and not what the two of you want. So Buffy is the sister that they never.
guess.
Oh my god! I am going to read this. I lied. Double lies. That was a fiction lie.
There's a strong market in the Kindle community just for people are buying it just for fan fiction.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because you can't print out or drag a laptop.
But you
everywhere.
can. I guess like I don't
You
know. how
can
a Kindle
download
works.
it as a Kindle program. I forget, like a Kindle script.
Kindle.
Yeah, it's a Kindle and just upload it, and you can just casually read it, and it looks like
and
you're-
nobody has to see it.
No one has to
Yeah.
know.
So I know. So we have a few more, but I just want to know, like, what are the best fan fiction examples like that is like beautifully written and just really like it expands on a storyline or characters that people just want to know more about.
It depends on what you're looking for, because
Sex.
I like reading.
Hard fucking.
Just did that. Take me to
There
Pound
are
Town,
some-
Brenda.
Well, let's see. So I guess to find one of the quote-unquote best, and I know this is going to piss off a lot of nerds for saying this, but what's considered one of the best would be 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Because it started as a fan fiction of Twilight.
At least most successful.
Yeah, most
I would
successful. There's also others that weren't sexual. What was they called? Huh?
City of Bones.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that. School me, please.
City of Bones, she says.
Read it on my own time.
You don't, I'm just pointing at your general direction.
This is nice though. We like this.
Yeah.
We love it.
City of Bones, I've never read it, but it started as a plagiarized Harry Potter fan fiction. But the girl had good lawyers, so no one could get her in trouble over it. But,
Oh,
like, they made a movie of it and everything.
I didn't know that.
Huh.
J.K. Rowling is actually very accommodating to her
Thank you.
fans. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you want us to say your name?
Thank you.
Okay.
There's one.
you, Steve.
It's also a Harry Potter one. I think it took them 12 years to finish.
wow.
And it's called The Years of Rebellion.
Huh.
And I remember this one because it was so big, and I found it in college, and it was pretty well written. But what made it extraordinary is that he was dealing with, I think, cystic fibrosis. So he had nothing else to do. So he would just write.
Get kind of lost in that world.
And the reason it took him so long is because he would get so sick he couldn't do anything else.
Wow.
So that's, I always remember that. It seems silly, and for a lot of it, it is. but it's also kind of a release. As in terms of like super sexed up one, what was it called?
Yeah.
Just to come back to Sherlock, it was called.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Can we guess what it is while you think?
Sherlocks of hair ruffling in my face as you fuck me.
Yeah.
Is that the title of it?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Sherlock and the Mystery of the Hard Humpin'.
Sherlock stalking two smoking cocks.
Yeah!
Sorry.
Oh.
Don't ever apologize for what you do, Ned. Don't you ever.
Apologize.
Shirley Locks and the three. Sorry.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of those existed.
I wrote them.
221B Spanker Street.
Do I need to have seen...
The Pounds of Basker Hill.
So what's it actually called?
I don't know. I can't think of it.
Does anyone else have one?
Does anybody know? Oh,
Anybody else have a
You
pun?
young
It
man.
doesn't matter.
The Spunkled Band.
I haven't read the story or watched the show, so I don't know what any of this means. I'm just getting really aroused.
I mean, just Twatson. That's kind of funny.
Just Watson.
Just Watson. Yeah.
That's the name.
It's called Just Watson.
Just Watson.
He's shredding on the cover.
I never read it, but it was explained to me. It's Sherlock. Watson is really angry all the time, so Sherlock realizes he's sexually frustrated. So he just takes him to a high-end
Opium thing?
a high-end sex club.
Oh, okay.
And it's like 40 chapters long, and each chapter is like a different kind of sex
That's
act.
longer than the Home Improvement Buffy. Which I, for right now, thought was the longest fan fiction of all time.
No, Years of Rebellion is. I think it ended up being
the
longer.
longest fan fiction?
Oh, I don't
I'm
know.
Googling it right now.
Yeah, that's. I would love to know because
Siri, what's the longest fan fiction of all time? Sorry, I Google a little bit differently than you do.
Just a little.
Here's what I found on the web for what's the longest fan fiction of all time.
Thanks, Siri. Swag. That's very swag, Siri. You guys keep talking. This is going to take some minutes.
I feel like there are message boards online. Like I don't know if RP message boards, things like that, like role playing message boards, where people like take the mantle of some of the characters and then we'll write different portions of a story. And I feel like those can go on for decades.
Yeah, you can see.
And those could technically be the longest fan fiction, maybe.
I guess so. You can see forums and even chat rooms where people said, "I'm Sephiroth." In this world, and they type
Second to Final Fantasy.
So they type as themselves, and they're like just chat logs, and they make stories up. So it's kind of like a cross between fan fiction and maybe Dungeons and Dragons. There's
Gotcha.
There's like a game happening. There's like an improv scene where just
Right. You just build off of it in
I'm
that
not
universe
familiar.
based on what's
Yes,
true.
and now we're
Yes.
fucking. Yeah.
That's actually
That sounds
how I
like a lot of improv scenes.
Yeah, everyone I'm in.
Let's try, yeah.
That's actually not true, you guys. I don't do that a lot in improv. I usually just freak out and just kill whoever I'm in the scene with. I'm like, "You're dead," and then just run off stage and
Yes, and
like clench my butt. I guess we're gonna read
Danger
another
from-
one. of these.
Wait.
Okay.
So, Christian is a 21-year-old college junior to be. He lives in Arizona. He studies computer science and computer maintenance, and in his spare time, he writes the longest work of fan fiction ever composed, the Subspace Emissaries World Conquest. So it's a Super Smash Brothers fanfic.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that sounds wild. Currently over 3,500,000 words, making it almost 3 times as long as Marcel Proust's 7-volume the words that are in French.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of love.
Oh, there's a nice little interview with him from BuzzFeed, so I'm not going to read that. But yeah, wow.
Yeah, it definitely runs the gambit.
So this is not that one, thankfully, because we just went over that. But okay, so here is one called "Need Your Love," and it's based on the band Cheap Trick. Let's let that sink in. Okay.
Is this a British band or
Just go American. Just go American.
okay?
Experiment.
Like Southern American? Or
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're from Chicago. Here, I got it. Don't worry about it. Siri, where is the band Cheap Trick from? I got this. No, don't put I got this.
Let me have a look.
She's going to have a look real quick.
Found on the web from where is the band Cheap Trick from Office.
America. No. Rockford, Illinois, which is actually where the term rock came from, because they were the first rock and roll band.
Oh. Okay, so this is going to be real funny in a second. Okay, I'm going to read this now.
Well, like just a second.
Right now.
Okay.
Experimenting is also fun, Tom added with a coy wink. Them Europeans aren't uptight like us Americans.
Oh. Whatever do you mean? Robin curiously gazed at him.
Tom smiled. Let's just say the brothels in Berlin are lots of fun.
Ooh. Ooh,
And did they say it?
That's
I want to say it's fiction because you already gave me a band, but this could be a double trick.
double trick.
But
So
that would be
This
cheap.
is.
Real.
I don't want to encourage it, but I can't not.
I want to say yes.
So, fan fiction or fan fiction fiction?
Fan fiction.
You're right!
Hey, everybody drink.
Somebody wrote that.
Somebody on the internet.
How many do we want to keep doing these?
I want to keep doing this. I've got.
There's at least one more.
At least one more.
Okay,
At least one more.
I'll do one real quick, and then you do one.
Okay. Okay.
This one's called Nightmares Walk Among Us. It's a slash between King of the Hill and the anime Tokyo Ravens.
Yes.
As you can tell, none of mine are fake.
Yeah, Ned didn't bother to write any fake ones, so.
This is like the last 30 minutes I was at work. I was grabbing coworkers, just like, just give me a show. I would search it, then put category crossover, then category M-rated, and just like scroll down it furiously.
That's really good.
I'll just find a small. Let's do the same thing again. Just say stop whenever.
Stop.
After a while, everyone sat at the picnic table. This picnic is spelled P-I-C-K -N-I-C-K.
So, like, picnic.
This is the formal picnic. Sat at the picnic tables.
This has been written by Yogi Bear. Okay.
After
Read it like
Yoshi
Yogi.
Bear /
Read it like Yogi.
After a while, everyone sat at the picnic tables, set in the Hill's backyard as Hank began to distribute the burgers. Reverend Stroup was given the honor of saying grace at the meal. When she finished, everyone replied with Amen. Everyone, with the exception of the Reverend, was taken aback when the Japanese teens placed their hands together and said a Japanese word in unison. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I said Illinois earlier.
Can I see the word?
Illinois.
What?
This is the guy who works with Japanese all day and will not say it.
That's good because you know your limits. You know when to
Gochi
just-
Sosama. Mm-hmm.
Brenda's on the game.
I don't even know if that's right. But
Many compliments were paid to the various providers of the meals by the guests, with Hank receiving the lion's share of them. The rest of the meal passed pleasantly with light conversation, and questions about Japan directed at the trio from the aforementioned land. After the meal finished, the party quickly wound down, and Hank was surprised when the trio walked up and said, oh, that was the word you said earlier. Wait, you got a different word than I wanted you to say. Before bidding a good night to their friends. This is well written. This is like really well written.
yeah.
It sounds
And
like
If you
it's
can overlook the
If
picnic
your bar
thing.
is very low, a lot of them pass over it. So it's really nice.
yeah, but I mean that probably was
Okay,
building to something.
Sorry, I just scrolled down a little bit. Bobby sprung back into action, scrambling to grab his holy weapons. He managed to get them and turned back towards the monster. He froze at what he saw. Natsume and Haraturo were standing on either side of the spider monster, which was looking back and forth between the two in terror. They were both reciting some incantation in Japanese with their right hands in front of their faces with the fore and middle fingers extended. And their left hands each had a small stack of paper talismans. Rite of purification! They both shouted at the same time, and the talismans shot forth somehow under their own power. I can't see this. Under their own power and attached all over the beast's body. No, please! The monster pleaded. This is so badass. I'm going to read this one.
I'm going to say that's real.
Yeah.
Yes. We established it.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, it just came back to me. It just came back to me.
Okay.
I just
Lay it on
imagined
me.
you as like a babysitter, like reading that instead of like good night moon. It's like, no, tonight we're gonna do something
I'm
a
searching-
little bit different.
Wait, give me a second.
Good night moon fan fiction.
Good night, Moon had
Siri,
a gun.
search Goodnight Moon fanfiction. You're so dumb,
Here's what I
Siri.
found on the web for Goodnight Moon fanfics.
Wow.
Plenty. Goodnight Moon, a Degrassi
Lay it on me,
fanfic.
Arnold. I want to see what happens.
Wow. Okay, so we've got one more from the Josh Ruth camp. So this is called The Secret Ingredient, based on Colonel Sanders.
Okay.
You've identified every single herb and spice. I never met anyone, let alone a woman, with such an astute palate.
What can I say, Colonel? Scarlet said coyly, playfully lifting a corner of the blindfold. I have good taste.
I have to wonder if the way you taste is as good as how you taste.
Oh my.
I'm confused.
Oh my.
This chicken is all
The two
thighs.
fucked.
Can you repeat that last line?
The two fucked.
Sorry. I'm so sorry for trampling over that. That was laughing at that an hour ago. Talked right over it.
Is it fan fiction or is it fan fiction fiction?
I want to say fan fiction because
You're
Scarlett should have easily been Wendy from Wendy's Burgers.
So you're going to put the onus of writing that onto Ruth.
You look so
You're-
disappointed.
You're going to say that Ruth wrote that.
I am going to say
Your friend, Ruth Hirsch.
I will say the author
Insecure.
is a little sexist against women. I am going to say it right now because
She's what?
you're a little sexist against
Sure,
ladies. He, she, whatever gender they prefer. I'm going to say fan fiction.
Well, okay, the twist was that I, again, am a fan. But this time it's not right or wrong, it's just you're wrong, okay? And the other twist was that Colonel Sanders was a girl. So everybody check your preconceived notions about gender at the door. Colonel doesn't have to mean a man.
Gender reversal.
Sometimes
fanfic.
it can mean a woman
Wait,
colonel.
so was it fan fiction or fan fiction?
Ned?
Fan fiction fiction.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding. You did it!
Again, I'm
This
single.
game is so fun. I like it.
Men out there, I am single. So
This game can be part of your fan fiction show.
yeah, I would love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have you on, and so we
Just
can.
always write it as fan fiction or fan fiction, sponsored by the Stacks podcast.
Live at Heights Final
Live at
in the
Heights
Heights,
Final.
Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
9201 Heights. This is not Heights. I was just making up
All
an
of it.
address,
All
and now I
of
got
it.
the wrong
Heights Oak.
street. Heights Oak.
All of it.
2901.
I am so proud and sad with myself for being able. I got like 90%.
You got...
Yeah, you didn't even wait for some of them to finish, like
All
begin.
of mine, yeah.
You hear one word, you're like, yep, that, yep.
Sephiroth.
I
yeah.
would read
Got
that
it.
too.
It's in print, yeah.
I just know
I
it
wrote
exists.
that one.
It's the rule of the internet. If it exists, there's porn of it. So
Rule 34.
What, why,
34.
Who decided that was the 34th rule?
I think it's just like something they pulled out of their ass because everybody kept noticing. Hey, I wonder if there's a porn of this. And yes,
Okay, we're about to have to wind it up here. So we had Brenda.
Yes.
You wrote a fan fiction about this podcast.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you.
What?
F off right now.
I'm a fan, and I just started thinking about you, and I just think you want to have adventures besides the space that we're in. And don't get me wrong, this place is great, but there's so much more we can do together.
You wrote my name as Gale Force. My last name was Gale, and you turned it into Gale Force.
I just looked into your heart.
Okay.
I'm Josher.
I didn't try as hard. I'm sorry.
I guess I have to say it's ruthless.
Ruthless.
I think you're reading it wrong.
Ruthless.
Okay.
Which I do call you. I do call you. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever noticed that I call you ruthless from time to time.
No, it's a lot. It happens, and I like it.
I usually call you ruthless too, but that's when she's like stomping on my trachea for making
Right.
that joke.
Yeah. Well, but you got to take some responsibility in there, Gale Force.
I'm a fuck up.
Come on.
All right, let's get this started.
Okay. Stacked. A stack spectacular. Chapter 36, Morning Radio. Josh wakes sharply to the sound of laser cannons firing at his deco chamber. His people, his ship, his life needs him. He slams down on beside the bedside console to contact his second in command while he sexfully dresses in his tight, but not too tight, shirt and runs down towards the danger like a man does.
Raise all hollow sinks to maximum. Shit just got real, Ruthless.
My AI detects damage to the cast's hull. It looks like their laser cannon have corporate technology. Shield's power is being used to prevent the totally brutal vacuum of space threatening to pull us apart, Captain. We don't have the energy to transfer to the cannons.
I don't need to know how brutal the vacuums are, Ruthless. Just shoot something at them. Gale Force, can you make contact with the attacking ship? Who would attack us? A simple, peaceful podcaster?
Their connection is loose, Captain. All I hear is cackling and weather reports that are totally annoying the crap out of me. Mother of God, sir. I know what it is. It's a clear channel ship.
Clear channel ship? No one under 50 has ever seen one beyond every major city ever.
Everything indicates that it is, sir. Oh, God, sir, it's happening. They're launching their main attack.
War of the Roses.
A voice booms into across their speakers, vibrating the very walls of the ship, the podcaster. Hey, this is a totally real flower shop. You just won a bouquet of roses. Who would you like to send it to? The obviously staged premise vibrates into their very souls. They hear distant sounds similar to music. Something like a generic pop song pounds into their hearts. Everyone in the ship collapses to their knees. Dread and terror, their mouths moving against their will into saying words that they know are scripted and dreadfully true for everyone to hear.
My husband!
My ship.
My captain!
Silence. The terrible weight of mindlessly thumping music suddenly becomes a terrible weight of truth. Oh, snap! This bleep just got real. Ha ha! You're on Vila in the douche, Gale Force. We have your captain on the line. Is there anything you'd like to tell him?
Nope.
Nope.
Come on, you can't disconnect. Oh, well, you can, but only if you want to be sucked into the void of space.
No, I know. I mean, I'd prefer not to, but yeah, I mean, no.
Ooh, No, sorry. They're messing with my tech, sir. I feel compelled to listen to your cheap ratings grabbing business. Ooh, this is really happening.
Fight it, Ruthless. You're an unfeeling badass Tron, the best in the academy. You can pull out of this. Gale Force, you know, fight this too.
Ellipses.
Fight this, Gale Force. Don't let them make you passing entertainment.
No, sir. I'm sorry, sir. No fighting this. We've been through a lot, the three of us. All of our adventures, mining the great vinyl galaxy, Ruthless rescuing those delicious, adorable mini cupcake creatures, and even the quiet moments where I'm just Ned and you're just, well, Josh. I give you all the roses this side of the Andromeda.
Gale, we have built up quite a stack.
We have been to the edge and back, y'all.
What do you say, human-designated sexy Captain Josher?
Well, I'd give my ship and all the roses in the world because this shipcaster has been so good to all of us. But, Gale Force, I'd give you a strike-through blowjob, 1,000 kisses all up in your face.
I'd like that, Captain. What do you say, Ruthless?
Oh, I'm married, but I'll ask him if he wants to watch.
Wouldn't everyone?
Woo! Congrats! Just for that, we're giving you 4 free tickets to see some band people like right now.
What about our ship? It's heavily damaged.
A click and a dial tone is heard throughout the ship, but it's okay. They're safe and in love. For now.
Guys, that was our show. Thanks so much for coming. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for writing ridiculous fanfiction for us. Yeah, have a good night.
Check out Nerd Love on Facebook.
Check out.
Yes, and submit your old fanfictions if you have any.
Please.
Strike through blowjob, strike through blowjob, strike through blowjob, strike through blowjob.